Ah, the name of the patch is the very first quest. A newfound adventure. Magic, how lovely to see you. If you're not in too much of a rush. I was about to make a spot of tea. Would you like a cup? I said spot instead of pot. God damn it, my English. Take a seat then, and I'll find us something to nibble on as well.
What about you? Any plans for the immediate future?
No. I'm still mulling over it.
I hope you weren't thinking of asking me for advice. Though if you are open to suggestions, I might have one for you. You've fought bravely and selflessly, helping those in need and saving our star from unimaginable threats. For your deeds, you've been hailed as the champion of Eorzea and a host of other incredible things. But why not put those titles aside for a while?
Thank you.
Acquit yourself as a simple adventurer again and travel the world in search of wonder.
Yes, please. A great idea, but where to start?
Oh, with so many exciting places to choose from, it's hard to narrow it down. But I believe I have the perfect destination in mind.
That's a new facial
Savner.
expression.
That's where you should go next. I doubt you were able to squeeze in a proper tour of Radzat the last time you were there. What with the burning skies and rampaging monsters and so forth. And I'm sure Vritra would be pleased to see you. Then there's the bounty itself. The Empire's presence in the region was always a deterrent to exploration. So if you've a mind to sail that sea, now's your chance. Just think of all the new experiences you could have.
Tell me, have you been to the ruins beneath the waters of the Bounty? As the bearer of Azem's crystal, you may consider your duty to see at least that much.
Oh, I know that look. That's an adventurer ready to take on the world. In anticipation of an occasion like this, I was planning to gift you a new set of traveling clothes, but it's still a work in progress. Shouldn't take much longer now, though, so sit tight and I'll have the last few bits sewn up before you can finish another cup of tea.
New clothes, let's go! New trip!
I swear adventurers are worse than children when it comes to hoarding every feather and leaf and animal hide they come across.
Hey. Don't do this to me.
Unless I am returned.
Yo. What up? Now I'm already starting to ask a million questions and I've only just started the MSQ. God damn it, not again.
too busy messing around with random stuff. I haven't even started squat.
No, that was the first thing I did. It's like, give me more lore. Cutscene.
Please, Ashal, please! You must let me have that treasure map!
What's all this about?
My mother and father were slaughtered by monsters. My baby sister, still too young to fend for herself. Can you spare us no kindness?
No.
So, you hope to find your fortune? And what? You expect me to surrender my wares for pity's sake? What have you to offer in payment? As I thought. Come back when you've more than rags to your name. This is no mere treasure map. It is a guide to the vaults of Arzadal III, one of the great satraps of Radzat Han, and a direct descendant of Alzadal Khan.
A map to Alzadal's legacy?
So he says. A fake, I'd wager.
This is no fake. The parchment is marked with an arcane glyph of passage.
No.
You may find the ruins hidden in the bounty.
No.
You won't be setting
Why
foot
him?
inside without this in your possession.
Who?
Just wait, you're about to get
A
there.
priceless artifact it is. Discovered amongst the rubble in the aftermath of the final days, and lovingly restored by yours truly. This map is the key to fabulous riches. And I'll be the king of fools to simply give it away. Be glad I am no such king, boy. Your scrawny-eyed had never returned with that treasure alive.
Oh, cruel fate! Why must you tempt me with wealth I am powerless to claim? How I shall envy the one who purchases that precious map! Whatever they pay will be but pittance against the golden hoards they stand to uncover.
Uh-oh. It's my brother.
What of you, sir? Fighting man of your stature would surely relish the challenge of recovering Alzadal's lost fortune.
A fortune, you say?
Oh, no.
If I had but the strength to seize that treasure, my starving sister would
Like, come
never
on, we
want
can't
for
be this
food.
stupid.
Don't underestimate Estinian stupidity.
I'll take it. Will this cover the price?
You act like it was nothing.
Well met, my friend. Someone is dressed for adventure.
Like, you know this is a scam.
But why Favner of all places? Knowing you, I suspect there's more to your plans than sightseeing and shopping. Ruins beneath the bounty. Curious. And here I've acquired a map to just such a site.
With that sale, I do believe I've earned the rest of the day
Oh,
off.
he's not as
Thank you
big
for your
as he
patronage, sir, but if you'll excuse me.
You needn't mind us.
And now I fleece one of the heroes of the final days. Pray the sisters were looking elsewhere.
This map may or may not be genuine. Either way, we'll need a ship to find out for sure.
Never took you for a treasure hunter.
Lest you misunderstand, I seek the treasure not for myself. If such a fortune truly exists, then it could help ease the struggles of those who lost their loved ones in the final days.
God damn it.
I hope to do for
Why?
Fafnir what
Why
you and
does it
Alphino
have
did
to
for the
be
Alamegans when you recovered the Mad
Fucking
King's
Estinian
trove.
to start.
Cause it's Estinian.
Come now. You know Alphino needs little encouragement when it comes to recounting the tales of your shared exploits. Speaking of precocious lads, that boy in the bazaar was clearly an accomplice of the merchant. Suppose his role was to draw the attention of the crowd and add weight to the merchant's bold claims. Transparent act for the most part. It was not all mummery. The need to provide for his sister rang true enough. Thus, if some portion of the profits end up in that waif's pockets, then I will consider it money well spent. Whether the map leads us to the vault or not.
You're too nice, Estinian.
You are coming along, yes?
Naturally.
I thought as much. Now, let's see about securing a vessel.
I could tell people had just barely started to get into the fucking story. It's taking forever to load this up. Recall I spoke of visiting Thavner at Virtue's request. Well, he finally invited me to a feast and made his proposal once I was too full of tannish delights to refuse. He wished me to train at Radiant Host in Landsworth. That is a tale for another time. What we need now is a merchant or trawler with the ship fit for the open seas. Matsuya is a fisherman by trade, yes? We should head to Akiala and see if he can help us. Okay! My friends, it brings you to a humble village. Boat. So you need to see worthy vessel to seek these ruins. Sitting here to your deeds which allowed us to return to fishing. I should think everyone would be glad for a chance to repay the favor. We're here now, we'll have a boat stocked and ready for you in no time at all. Notice our little shadow. God damn it! We see you there, boy. Show yourself. It is you. Do you know how far out of our way we walked so that you did not cross paths with some wild beasts? Sorry, sir, but aren't you the heroes who saved Avner? You are, I know you are. And I've gone and cheated you. I work as the Shawl, you see, the map merchant. It's my job to play the pleading orphan and convince the crowd his wares are worth the price he asks. I'm ashamed of what I've done and beg for your forgiveness. If not for you, my sister and I would never, well, we'd be... Enough, I know your game, and I paid the price willingly. A fortunate purchase, as it turns out, for my friend here was seeking those very ruins. You're kind to overlook a wrong I've done, but there is more you need to know. The map you bought is very real, as is the island it shows. I overheard Zashel selling the information to another customer. He told that man where he needed to search about the ruins, about the vault, about everything. And then the man sailed out to find his fortune, never to return. You cannot go alone to that place. You should have more friends with you, maybe even a whole army. Do not doubt the ruins hold danger, but I assure you, between the two of us, there is still little we cannot overcome. Cannot bear the thought of... Now you've gone and made him cry. I did not. I love picking on the Stydian. Very well. Assuming we do find this treasure hoard, it may prove wise to have more friends along the way for the carrying. Any idea on whom to approach? The sounds have scattered far and wide since our last gathering. Grahatia and Cryo. Cryo may have her hands full rebuilding the students, but if you reach out to Graha, he would surely leap at the invitation. Will that set your mind at ease? Yes, if that man is as strong as you say. Is he though? Strong, I mean? What is your name, boy? Mirad. Well, Mirad? Your life is yours to live as you will, but I suggest you find a more honest trade if you truly wish to keep your sister safe. I'm not proud of what I do, but what choice do I have? We need to eat, and everyone's too busy rebuilding their own lives to bother with two grubby orphans. I didn't take this roundabout road just to see you end up in some creature's belly. Let me walk you back to the city gates. Call me a Stydian. Whoa. He being a softie. I'm glad I'm not the only one wearing the Wayfarer's clothes. Wow, brown and green actually look really good on the Wayfarer traveling clothes.
I still need to set my Wayfarer clothes up.
Oh, white looks good on it too. Jesus, there's so many good colors for that outfit. I shall leave you to recruit Graha. He'll appreciate the invitation that much more, I'm sure. As I recall, he was based at the Annex. Someone there ought to be able to point you in the right direction. Let's be off too. Do me a favor. And don't stray far from the path. I hate Aros being hot. Dun, 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 dun. Bum, 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 bum. Bum. Oi!
Ah, Urgica, my good man. Would you be so kind as to...
Hello?
Oh, isn't this a pleasant surprise?
I wish you had sent word ahead. I thought I was having visions for a moment there.
How's the restoration of the students coming along?
Slow and steady. Raha and
Not a
I have
fan of
been
the
compiling
Wayfarer
old
outfit.
records of the students' activities.
I don't mind it.
Probably look better with the bard. If I set
We
up for bard, I
located
don't
several
need it for
accounts in the
samurai.
archives of Numenon, and
I
added
mean,
them to the collection we
I'm a
recovered from
Reaper,
the
so-
Isle of Fowl.
Yeah.
And judging by the progress we've made thus far, sorting this pile will keep us occupied for days to come. But what brings you to the Annex, my friend? Surely you haven't come all this way just to watch us shuffle dusty papers around? The treasure vault of Alzadal III.
And you're looking for companions to join you on this expedition.
No.
I would dearly love to accompany you, of course, but I'm afraid I'm committed to another task. On the subject of which, I had hoped to ask for your assistance. Then again, it's not so urgent that it can't wait until you've returned. You should go, Raha. I'll stay here and mind the shop, as it were.
Yeah. I'm just gonna
Are you sure?
gonna
I'd hate to leave you short-handed.
get back to story quest.
I'm sure. Just try to be back before too many moons have passed.
Well, I guess we're off on another adventure already. Have you asked anyone else to come along? Then might I suggest we invite your Stola?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna go for next.
Ever since the Scions disbanded, she's spent most of her time cloistered within the Great Google Library, hoping to piece together a method to traverse the rift. It would seem, however, that whatever wisdom she sought there was not to be found. She arrived in Charlian the other day. We spoke briefly before she began her search of Numenon. Considering what you've told us of Alzadal's extraordinary feats, I do believe your Stola would be more than interested to hear what you have to say. Library, hoping to piece together a method to traverse the rift. It would seem, however, that whatever wisdom she sought there was not to be found. She arrived in Charlian the other day. We spoke briefly before she began her search of Numenon. Considering what you've told us of Alzadal's extraordinary feats, I do believe your Stola would be more than interested to hear what you have to say. Splendid! Then let us head to the archives at once.
Wait, before you go. I have another potential member to volunteer, if you've room to spare. Urianger. He sent the students a request for materials, you see. Treatises on the architecture of treasure vaults and the like. From what I can gather, the Loperites wish to build their own vault for the people of Aetheris to explore, and are looking for inspiration to help make it a memorable experience. So, why not take Urianger with you? Let him study Alzadal's legacy firsthand.
None can deny the benefit of seeing something with your own eyes. If our expedition leader has no objections, I say we extend Urianger an invitation once we've spoken with your Stola.
Safe travels, you two. But don't forget, I'd still like your help with that other matter I mentioned.
Right. Then it's off to the library.
Aww.
I've never known your Stola to doze off in the middle of research before.
Close my eyes for one moment. How long have you two been here?
Long enough. Catching up on some line reading.
Something to that effect. I must have been studying for 2-3 days straight before exhaustion finally claimed me. As you know, I've been researching ways to travel from the source to one of its reflections. Well, looking for hints at least. I don't expect to find a simple set of instructions tucked away in some dark corner of the library. So I've been skimming through the stacks, hoping to uncover even a partial mention of any similar feats in the past. A means to travel between worlds exists, and you can be sure I will find a way to employ it. So I promised Runar, but 'twould seem I've set myself a nigh impossible task.
You needn't be so hard on yourself. The leap I made with the Crystal Tower was not achieved in an afternoon. It was the culmination of a collective effort spanning generations.
Oh, you think me discouraged? I assure you, 'tis quite the opposite. A daunting challenge and the time to sink my teeth into it. I feel like a fresh-faced student again.
A scholar in her element.
Indeed. Was there something else you wish to ask of me? Arzadal is no minor figure in Harnish history, and much is known about his family. But this is the first I've heard of a descendant surviving a trip to another world. If those tales are true, then he may have left behind some clue as to how it was accomplished. An invitation to delve into one of the world's lingering mysteries. As if I could refuse. And whence do we embark upon this expedition?
Achiali, by ship. But before that, we thought to extend an invitation to Urianger as well. He was in Thalmazane, last we heard.
Then by all means, let us recruit him, and be on our way.
Illustrious champion. Cloaked in the mantle of the common explorer, fame set aside in thy pursuit of simple adventure. I am told a new expedition is in the offing. And thee. As ever, thou art the picture of strength.
You've been keeping yourself busy, I trust?
True to our plan, Thancred and I embarked upon a pilgrimage of sorts, with an eye for gauging the state of those lands through which we passed. Travels were interrupted, however, by a request for aid from our befurred lunar allies. As you may recall, the Loperids had been seeking new purpose for the moon, another role through which it might serve to benefit mankind. The Forum hath been working to advise them in this endeavor, but I return to offer mine own counsel.
And this has what to do with treasure vaults, exactly?
You have learned of my predicament from Mistress Cryle. I know not whence they acquired such knowledge, but the Loperids now stand convinced that adventurers delight in treasure hunts. Thus, with their newly built wonderland of riches and mystery, do they hope to entice all manner of daring delvers to the moon. So earnest and innocent was their desire to bring joy to the world that I found myself powerless to refuse them my cooperation. But what of you, my friends? Why are you come to Labyrinthos?
Boat.
Fascinating. This is indeed a most fortuitous opportunity. I should be honored to accept thine invitation. How long has it been, I wonder, when last our actions were not impelled by fate or desperation?
Aye. Though I cherish the Scion's accomplishments, 'tis pleasant to not have the weight of the world upon our shoulders for a change.
Counting Istinian, we number 5 now, yes? Without knowing what traps or perils await unwary feet, we may be wise to refrain from recruiting others.
I agree. Between us, we should have the skills to handle whatever situation may arise. Shall we be on our way?
What, no time to spare a word for the grizzled old bard?
All is well, I trust?
A wasted trip, I'm afraid. I'd hoped to catch up with a former mentor while you parleyed with the rabbits, but it seems our paths were not to cross. Having an astrologian beside you on the road is surprisingly convenient. And it doesn't hurt that he's making strides with his light-hearted banter. In any case, as we made our way around Ilzabard, we saw that much of the continent was in various stages of chaos.
Well, yeah.
A certain amount of disorder is to be expected. The final days are over, and the people no longer have a common threat binding them together. That's the thing with these fledgling troubles, eh? You need to keep an eye out, lest they mature into full-grown headaches. So, for what reason have so many esteemed personages seem fit to gather?
Boat.
Beneath the waters of the Bounty, you say? I see you've already stolen away my traveling partner with the promise of unexplored ruins and scholarly glory.
Nay, 'tis not for mine own indulgence, but rather the fulfillment of my commitment to the Loporrits.
Ah, of course. And if you have a Stinian rounding out your group, you'll likely have all the members you need.
Feeling left out? I could put in a good word for you, if you like.
We may have been released from our obligations, but I'll never be free of that merciless wit of yours, will I? In all seriousness, it is best I sit this one out. Too many former scions consorting with one another might be seen as a cause for concern in certain quarters. I'll return to my usual reconnaissance and scout out the situation in the Far East. Feel free to share if you come across any interesting revelations. Till we meet again.
Shall we also hasten our departure? Sir Estinian will wonder what hath become of us.
Ozadal III. I confess, I am somewhat embarrassed that the tale of his journey to another world escaped my notice. It could be more than simple folklore. And what if this treasure he supposedly brought back? This undersea vault may hold relics from another reflection. Friends, we should temper our expectations. The map doth promise us ruins, but beyond that we know what little we will find. Not until we find it. So let us dispense with the conjecture and set sail to the vault. Nod. Quest accepted. Alzadal's legacy is now accessible. Have you unlocked the dungeon? For 2 DPS, not gonna lie.
I mean, at this point, I think it's not an issue of finding.
That's true. A new patch. Patch day. Have to remember that. And we both didn't slack off.
I need to find my neat rotation.
Oh shit. I did not want to hear that. Hey, yo, baby girl, what up?
What?
No, I'm sorry. I saw the Vieira.
Oh. You mean the double Vieiras?
Yeah, but one was like ready to go dipping in the pool.
Yeah.
One was ready to.
Was ready for combat.
Yeah, the other one was ready to dip in blood.
My first one was I saw the one in the armor. I'm like, nice.
I saw the one in the beginning. I was like, nice. There are two kinds of people.
Listen, you see so many fucking rabbit girls running around in a bikini. You're like, eh.
I don't. That's the problem. I see more of the armored ones than anything.
What?
Yeah.
Don't you hang out in literally the like degen capital city?
No, I don't hang out there. I go there as a fast travel point so I could go to the freaking whatchamacallit? The end so I could do my freaking glamours.
I'm not used to not having Kai 10. I hate this so much.
You'll get used to it. Ooh, that's an interesting first boss. I don't like its two different colored tentacles, though. I feel like one does water, one does electricity. But we still get our banger music, so it's okay. Tentacle dig. No, don't like the sound of that. Don't like the look of that. Oh, that is big! Don't like this at all. Woo. Okay. Well, I fucked up. Oh, never mind. We killed it. It's not a hard boss.
I can't carry any more elegant tombstones to Alpharism. Oopsies.
Oh.
575 gear? Get that trash out of here.
Oh, we went underwater? Interesting.
Look at that old school fucking 14 alert.
Yeah, holy shit.
Old school Final Fantasy alerts right there.
Yeah, it is. I like it. Speed boost. Wow. Ah, damn. Well, I don't like the look of this boss. Whee!
Oh, it's called a chariot? That's what.
Oh boy. Love that. Particular bits. You know, I don't like the sound of that. Oh boy. It's one of these. I hate this fight so much. Oh. Swear to God, if you start rotating, you mother... Okay, that's an AoE. Got it. Don't like that at all. Oh, it's gonna be very tight. Yeah. I'm upset I botched that. Wow. Okay, not a difficult boss. Yo? That is some interesting boots for a healer. Oh, shit.
I don't dislike them.
The boots?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't dislike them either. They're just interesting looking. I wasn't expecting them to look like that. Copy gooey.
I'm glad they kept the same baller-ass boss music.
Oh yeah, of course. It's still within the same patch.
It's not a guarantee, though.
It usually is. Billowing bolts. I'm gonna stay off the floor. Okay. I was kind of right. Motherfucker. Spin out. Hey! This is easy. I really need to get a read on that so I can put up my fucking shield. Wild weave. Oh! Yeah, I fucked up.
So it's same color.
Yeah, same color.
You wanna go off or
Is
whatever.
bad. Ooh, I can use my shield here. Nice. Regen. There we go. I went into my enshroud and I was like, I don't want to LB. I'm all powerful right now.
I'm still trying to readjust my goddamn rotation. I hate it so much. My muscle memory is kicking my ass.
Okay, now.
What have we here?
Fuck, fine now.
'Tis not unlike a Hunnish alchemical furnace in design.
Well, there is one way we might find out.
Stop! You mustn't touch it.
Vritra! Oh, my apologies. Should I continue calling you Varshan?
Which option?
It was
If you got to the point where you get to choose an option on what you say
for
next.
the purpose of sealing something away.
I wasn't gonna touch it, but you know you're still,
Oh boy.
You and I will speak later.
He gives you the death stares.
Not the time for frivolity, my friend. Not the time.
But no, if you know me, always, the time is always for frivolity. That is what I do. That is my being.
Some manner of threat.
That was great. Idiots. Void gates and fissures are more the same thing in practice in the sense that both allow passage between the source and the 13th. The difference in terminology refers to the circumstances of their creation. A fissure is an incidental tear in the fabric between worlds, whereas a void gate is the product of a deliberate action. I suspect this is the latter, judging by the elaborate mechanism put in place to control it. To think that our search for material riches would lead to this priceless discovery. That swirling emptiness puts me in mind of old friends, not to mention old foes.
I must admit, I am deathly curious to know how a void gate came to be hidden in the depths of these ruins.
To tell that tale, we must first peer far to the south, and even further into memory.
I'm so happy that we're still getting fucking Dragon Lore, dude.
Age 5 millennia passed when the Algan Empire sent an invading force to the shores of Mericidia. The southern people rallied around the commanding figures of Bahamut and Tiamat and fought fiercely to repel the would-be conquerors. With Bahamut's defeat, however, the tide turned against them. Desperate to seize any advantage, the Mercidians...
Dude, the Warring Triad story? Holy fuck.
In response, Emperor Zande forged a covenant with the Cloud of Darkness, sovereign among the all-devouring denizens of the Void. Thus bolstered by icons on one side and Void Scent on the other, the two armies clashed in a battle of unspeakable carnage. So much death, so much loss.
Duh, he did.
I can scarce imagine your pain, yet it was wise not to linger in that place. Too long a sojourn, and even a being of your power risks being warped into a creature of the void. You've seen this phenomenon before, when we stepped into the darkness. As did I. Were it not for Une and Doga, or Nero for that matter, we might never have made it home. Do you remember what happened to Nero? How his wounds allowed the Void's corruption to enter his body and twist his ether? Had it been allowed to progress much longer, I presume he would have been fully transformed.
Then there is little hope for Ashdaya.
Ah, no. I hadn't meant to. I speak only of possibilities. The scales of the First Brood are extraordinarily resistant to ethereal fluctuations. They are the protective talisman's core components after all, and even the corruption I described would struggle to overcome.
I wish only to forget the rest.
Meanwhile, in the Empire.
If only.
Elsewhere
Poor
being the
Guardian
13th,
Empire.
wink wink, nudge nudge. Yo, this baseline though? I'm getting 8 vibes. Feels very Ultimecia. Oh, no way! No way!
No Strangers in Paradise crossover?
Shut up. I sensed the breach of a gate, but it was instigated from the side, thrown away open from the earth. Okay, earth is snake, which is already not correct, I think. Yeah, no. I too felt it. A rare occurrence, yes, but such a tiny portal is beneath our notice. There are more pressing matters at hand, and opportunities upon us, the coming of which we have awaited for nigh on 10,000 years. We dare not let it slip our grasp. Yet we must not underestimate he who bested the cloud of darkness. Even restrained by a covenant, the cloud was no feeble wisp to be dispersed by some flesh and blood mortal. Ain't that me? Bah, let him come. I will drown the world and watch the fleshling gasp of breath in his final moments. I have plot armor, fuck you. Your zeal is admirable, but forget not our cause. Night and Black. Think back on our struggles beneath this sunless sky. Remember why we cede not our will to fight. Tis time we set the war in motion and win redemption for our star. I get mad Golbez vibes from this guy, but I know it's not him.
Thou hast surely seen how other nations rise to meet this challenge, adventurer. What dost thou deem the wisest course?
Orphanage! Village.
Of course, we must all look out for one another. Let us put this idea into practice. A contract shall be written, requiring all who receive of Al-Zadal's treasure to commit a portion of their future earnings towards the running of an orphanage.
Oh, I was right. An orphanage. Cool.
Now, such an influential policy is deserving of a worthy name.
I don't know if that's a great comparison.
fitting candidate. Kalzar should be remembered not as the blasphemy which terrorized Thavne, but as a hard-working and generous man who brought much wealth to our shores.
He's going Sailor Moon! What the fuck? I will not speak of this to anyone.
I fear she's been possessed.
Oh, come now. That was adorable.
That was adorable. I will not speak a word of this to anyone. I forgot about these little fuckers.
Though not my first choice. These familiars I conceived of as a child have the best chance of fitting through the gate.
Oh.
I only wish my younger self had considered a more dignified ending to the creation ritual.
Ah, you were a kid. Who can blame you?
In any case, these two should serve us well. This one.
Oh, cool. Halloween music. Let's go.
And when they return from the 13th, we can observe how the talisman, or absence thereof, has affected the progress of the Void's corruption. If I could impose upon you to open the gate. Your Excellency?
Ah, yes, of course.
Of course.
We should also be wary of Void Sense slipping through while we conduct our experiment. Estinian, you are to keep Nadana safe from harm.
As you say.
You had best be on your guard as well.
What am I not? Froth and foam!
Oh, are you volunteering to join the Nixies? I could shrink you down, you know. Let us begin, shall we?
God, it's just so fitting to be sarcastic and sassy all the fucking time. Now that there's no world-ending threat.
That's how I was beforehand.
Yeah, I know, but there was a world-ending threat, so I was like, no, this doesn't seem appropriate.
See, I always felt like you need a good joke when the world's about to end.
Graha's theory was correct then.
So it would seem. But while our second familiar was untouched by void energies, the talisman itself shows signs of degradation. It was, of course, originally designed to shield the soul from primal tempering. It stands to reason that etheric corruption of a different sort would affect it differently. We may need to modify the warding scale's design to account for the 13th's uniquely unstable ether.
You've said much of the Void's instability, but my imagination fails me. What manner of place is this broken world?
Ah, my apologies. I forget that not all of us spend our days sequestered in dusty archives. The 13th is a reflection of the source that was drowned in a flood of darkness. In Emmett Selk's own words, this tragedy was a result of the Ascians' attempts to force a rejoining. They erred in their haste, and made of that world a useless void.
Good old Crystal
You
Tower
remember
themes.
Unakalhai, the unusual child we met during our troubles with the Warring Triad. He explained the fate of the 13th thus.
Mm-hmm.
The champions of that ill-fated world used the stone known as Auracite to contain the power of primals. But those self-same heroes were gradually corrupted by the Auracite's bleeding energies, transforming into fiends with an endless hunger for ether. By the time anyone thought to oppose them, Light's strength had grown too feeble, and the balance of the 13th tipped into eternal darkness. And what of your own experience? Will you tell us of what you observed during Noah's expedition? I can picture it now. The sunless, Stygian expanse, infested with legions of ether-starved monstrosities. A void in every sense of the word.
What you have described in such lurid detail is exactly why I hesitate to encourage you.
Yeah, but we're gonna do it anyway because we're done. As you heard, we will have you settled in Maguna in time. As ever, you are most gracious, Your Excellency. You risk yourselves to aid me in my search for Azdaja. Provided comfortable quarters is the least I could do. I only wish we knew
Dude,
more
I
about our
love
destination.
the look of this mount. Your guy just dangling there.
Yeah.
It's like the Death Claw, but better.
The gods only know how long our explorations might possibly take, or what our chances of success might possibly be. Succeeding or fail, I am grateful to you for convincing me to make the attempt. On that note, I will return to the great work and lend what help I can to Nidana. If you've preparations to make ere we venture into the 13th, now is the time. Me, I'm gonna go fight some gods. All I need is my armor and my lance. Perhaps I'll train with the Radiant Host to pass the time before we depart. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can tell it's gonna be the end of a patch when they start talking like that. You know what this means to me, but my purpose need not consume you as well. We are headed to another world. Find what joy you can in the experience, for you are a traveler, an adventurer at heart. This I know. Meanwhile, in the 13th. Oh boy! Not Golbez Golbez. God, I'm so excited to go back here, honestly. I mean, as much as I hated the Alliance raid, actually just being able to just actually venture into the 13th and possibly just free roam around it, it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be so nice. You are the big question that I just don't understand. Oh, you're there.
And thus I am returned. To this world, bereft of saviors.
A past unwalked adventure spur. Pulses quicken, spirits stir.